हेलो एंड वेरी वार्म वेलकम टू टुडेज सेशन। आई होप यू ऑल आर डूइंग गुड और आपकी प्रिपरेशंस काफ़ी अच्छे से चल रही हैं। वेरी फ्यू डेज आर लेफ्ट फॉर योर एग्जाम्स एंड आई होप यू आर वर्किंग एट फुल स्विंग। आज की इस वीडियो में आई नॉट टेक मोर देन 5 to 6 मिनट्स, लेकिन इन 5 से 6 मिनट्स में आई गिव यू वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट एंड सॉलिड स्ट्रैटेजीज फॉर थ्योरेटिकल एंड प्रैक्टिकल कॉन्सेप्ट्स दैट यू कैन इमीडिएटली स्टार्ट अप्लाइंग। एंड आई कैन अश्योर यू, अगर आप ये स्ट्रैटेजीज यूज कर सकते हो देन नो वन कैन स्टॉप यू फ्रॉम पासिंग। ऐसा क्या है इन स्ट्रैटेजीज में, you'll understand in a while. Let's look at the first thing that we're going to learn in this video. The first thing here is a practical approach for theoretical subjects. Theoretical subjects काफ़ी सारे हैं, जैसे लॉ है, टैक्स है, ऑडिट है, कॉस्टिंग है, EIS, SM है. There are many such subjects that are theoretical in your CA inter and CA final. इनको अप्रोच करने के लिए the best way is written practice. Now you must be thinking कि only 30 or 40 days are left now, and we don't have enough time to do written practice. Now with written practice, I'm not asking you to write everything down. The best thing you can do is take a rough notebook and write the overview of all the concepts that you are doing. जब मैं preparation कर रहा था, I wrote down all the provisions of direct tax, indirect tax, all the concepts of costing, audit, law. All these subjects were very strong क्योंकि I used to do writing practice a lot, and it is not going to take a lot of time. Don't worry about your handwriting, don't worry about anything. All you need to do is, even if you're not able to understand what you are writing, because you're not going to look at that thing again, the best thing you can do is write an overview of all the concepts that you are revising. And for example, अगर कोई section आप revise कर रहे हो, उस section को लिखो कि उसके अंदर क्या है, उसके अंदर कौन कौन से special provisions है, कोई audit की heading है, कोई definition है, उसके कोई sub points है. Write those things down and write keywords, in fact, which will be very very helpful at this point of time. And the second thing here is oral practice. It's a very very important thing because we learn better when we teach something, and when you're doing oral practice, it is as if you're teaching something to yourself. आपको oral practice करनी है, theoretical subjects को बोल बोल के revise करना है. Read those things aloud, don't keep them in your mind while studying. The third thing here is self testing. अपने आप की knowledge test करनी है. I'm not talking about MTPs or RTPs here. All I'm asking you to do is keep your hand on your book, और उसके बाद लेट्स से आपने कोई हेडिंग देखी, उसकी सब हेडिंग को रीड मत करो और ट्राई टू गेस कि उसके अंदर क्या क्या की पॉइंट्स है जो आपके माइंड में फिलहाल आ रहे हैं. इट इज एज इफ यू आर टेकिंग अ शॉर्ट क्विज ऑफ योरसेल्फ, and it is a very very helpful approach. Why? Let me tell you. Because when you are asking some questions to yourself, आप खुद से questions पूछ रहे हैं, let's say कि इस सेक्शन में कौन कौन से important provisions है, इस सेक्शन में कौन कौन से मेन पॉइंट्स है, या इस हेडिंग के अंदर कौन कौन सी मेन सब हेडिंग्स हैं या पॉइंट्स है. व्हेन यू आर आस्किंग दीज क्वेश्चंस टू योरसेल्फ, यू आर चैलेंजिंग योरसेल्फ. आपका माइंड या तो आंसर दे पाएगा या नहीं दे पाएगा, एंड इफ इट इज नॉट एबल टू गिव द आंसर, देन यू विल सेव योरसेल्फ फ्रॉम सच अ सिचुएशन इन द एग्जाम हॉल, क्योंकि आप उस टॉपिक का आंसर फिर चेकआउट करोगे कि क्या एग्जैक्ट आंसर है. सो गिव योरसेल्फ अ शॉर्ट क्विज लाइक दिस इन वेरियस सब्जेक्ट्स. बस जो भी इंपॉर्टेंट कॉन्सेप्ट्स है उनको कीप योर हैंड ऑन दैट इंपॉर्टेंट कॉन्सेप्ट, और ट्राई टू आस्क योरसेल्फ कि नाउ आई एम गोइंग टू मेक अ गेस कि क्या इंक्लूडेड होगा इन पॉइंट्स में. नाउ लेट्स टॉक अबाउट प्रैक्टिकल सब्जेक्ट्स. अब प्रैक्टिकल सब्जेक्ट्स के लिए आई हैव टू वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टिप्स फॉर यू. द फर्स्ट थिंग हियर फॉर योर प्रैक्टिकल सब्जेक्ट्स प्रिपरेशन इज question solving. Now अभी इतना टाइम नहीं है कि that you are going to solve all the questions of your modules of your books, whichever book you are following. लेकिन the best way here is to cover comprehensive questions, cover as many comprehensive questions as possible, क्योंकि हर सब्जेक्ट में कोई ना कोई ऐसा क्वेश्चन होता है जो काफ़ी सारे इंपॉर्टेंट कॉन्सेप्ट्स को कवर कर लेता है. सो इंस्टेड ऑफ डूइंग repetitive questions again and again, the best thing here is at this particular point of time to solve the most important questions that cover important concepts. So instead of wasting your time on small questions, focus on big questions that cover small concepts as well. And the second thing for your practical subject preparation is concept noting. Now what do I mean by concept noting? Again, it is not going to take a lot of time for you right now, लेकिन ये आपको आपके last minute preparation में बहुत ज़्यादा help करेगा. Now what does that mean? इट इज़ वेरी वेरी सिंपल. जो भी आपके क्वेश्चंस हैं आपकी स्टडी मटेरियल में, आपके बुक्स में, वट एवर यू आर फॉलोइंग, write the tricky concepts right there with the questions. Like left and right side पे कुछ margins, कुछ space खाली होती है books में. Write those tricky concepts that you find in those questions there only. And जब आप last minute की preparation कर रहे होंगे, then simply go through those concepts, go through all notes that you have written. And it is going to be a very very helpful approach. Why? क्योंकि काफ़ी सारे questions में कुछ ऐसी adjustments होती हैं जो कि नई है या tricky है, and अगर हम उसको repetitively practice नहीं कर रहे हैं, we tend to forget those things. So the best thing here is to write those things down, those tricky concepts down. And in fact you can write a short line, like a one liner or a two liner, like, and make sure that you remember those tricky adjustments. It has happened to me in the past, and it happens to many students, that you practice a question a lot of times, but during the exam time you do not get time to practice those questions again. And if you do not practice those questions at this point of time, then you tend to forget in the exam. So there was no purpose of practicing earlier अगर आप final time period में उसको go through नहीं कर पाते हो. So the best thing here is to note the concepts down, the tricky concepts down, and make sure that you go through them once before your exam, before let's say 1 or 2 days before your exam. Now let's look at some practical techniques to crack these exams. The first step here is paper solving. Now paper solving, I know you must be thinking कि आपने past years के question papers या questions cover up कर रखे हैं, लेकिन at this point of time it is very very important to practice in an exam environment. एक exam के 3 घंटे में आपको कैसे टाइम को मैनेज करना है उसकी प्रैक्टिस बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है. आई रेकमेंड you that you solve at least 3 question papers before going for your exam uh, for each subject. And it is possible right now. I used to practice 2 papers a day before my exams. So it is very very important to have familiarity with the exam environment, because you must have solved past years question papers, but when it comes to managing your time in those 3 hours, it's very very important. बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स हैं जो प्रैक्टिस बहुत सारी कर लेते हैं लेकिन एग्जाम की प्रैक्टिस नहीं करते, जिसकी वजह से फिर वो एग्जाम में सॉल्व किए हुए क्वेश्चंस भी नहीं सॉल्व कर पाते क्योंकि वो टाइम ठीक से मैनेज नहीं कर पाते. So and how can you solve question papers, MTBs and RTBs? In fact RTB का भी खुद को टेस्ट दो. Give yourself like 2 hours, depends on the subject. Give yourself 2 or 3 hours to solve an RTP as well. And the second thing here is work in batches. Now what do I mean by working in batches? It is very very important to work with hyper focus. And how can you be hyper focused? अपने साथ एक टाइमर लगा के चलो. लेट्स से आपका फोकस 60 मिनट्स तक रहता है. हर इंसान का अलग फोकस पीरियड होता है. अगर आपका 60 मिनट्स तक रहता है then go for 60 minutes. If 90 minutes then go for 90 minutes. If for 2 hours then go for 2 hours. Let's say your focus period is 60 minutes. आप हर 60 minute बाद take a small break of 5 or 10 minutes and then come back again. Drink some water, go for a walk, and then come back and work with hyper focus again with the timer with yourself. It will help you be more accountable to whatever you are doing. And the next thing here is less distractions. It is high time now. I want you to cut the source of distraction. The main source of distraction these days is your mobile phone. The best thing you can do is keep your phone out of the room while you are studying, in case you are not using it for studying. And in case you are using it for studying, then keep it on offline mode and then start working. So cut the sources of distractions. It is very very important to crack your exams right now. Do not divert your attention, do not divert your focus here and there. Now the only thing you should be having in your mind right now is your exams in the next few days. And the next thing here is schedule. Humans fail, systems succeed. Now, what do I mean by this statement? Humans fail, systems succeed. Why? Because when you have a very established system, let's say you're not in a mood to practice, you're not in a mood to do something else, your system is going to help you be structured with your time. And how can you do that? Make a routine for yourself. Let's say you're going to start working at 4 a.m. or if you're a night person, you're going to stop working at 4 a.m. Whatever it is, make a schedule for yourself and then commit to it. Now there are no options to do something else with your time. So spend your time very wisely and build a system and a structure for yourself, and it will help you schedule your time. So it is high time now. Only a few days are left for your exams, and if you follow these techniques, that I can assure you that you are going to definitely clear these exams, because these are proven and tested techniques. And if you have any doubts, then you can definitely put those doubts in the comment section below, and I will try to answer as many doubts as possible. All the best for your exams, and keep learning, keep studying. Thank you for watching these videos, and I want all of you to pass in the upcoming exams. So all the best. Thank you.